Everyone, and welcome to Zelda Speedruns. Today we have another match of the Ocarina of Time Randomizer Season 6 tournament here. Winner's bracket round 1 between juwk and MorceauLion. I'm starting with me on comms is Chuckles. How are you doing?
Star, thanks for having me.
Always a pleasure. Looking forward to a good race here.
Yeah, we've got juwk and MorceauLion. It's going to be a really great race because we've got on one side in the red corner for juwk, we've got a veteran of not only Ocarina of Time Randomizer but Ocarina of Time speedrunning. You know, been in many previous seasons, many previous tournaments. And then in the blue corner, we've got MorceauLion, who's new, who has the first main tournament and has just been absolutely grinding through pickup races and weeklies and dominating league. So it's going to be a fascinating race. We've got 24 races, 19 to juwk and 5 to Morceau. I think what that shows is that this isn't going to be a whitewash. Morceau can easily win this race, so don't write this off yet.
Oh, for sure. For all that, it looks like they've got a considerable spread between 7th seed juwk and 58th seed So it's been a very, very competitive season so far. A lot of surprises both ways in terms of where people placed, and Marceau is no slouch at 58th place. Started racing almost exactly a year ago, and I was pleasantly surprised to find out how well he did in the Speed Gaming Live tournament this past summer. He made his way through all the way through the qualifiers, was 11th seed in the brackets. Took Fat out in round 1 and then lost to Ikola in round 2. Not a tough matchup there, but very good runner. Excellent knowledge of the game and of logic. Should be interesting to see how he does. Haven't seen him play much in recent months, but I pretty sure he can only have improved in the time since.
Yeah, losing to Ikola definitely not something to be snuffed at there. That's a difficult opponent, and we'll see, yeah, like you said, how he does versus juwk today.
Yep. Fun fact, this is also one of our many francophone matchups. Juwk is from Belgium, and Marceau is French himself. Two of our many French runners. Speaking of Ikola, he's doing a French restream of these two as well. So give everyone a follow here. Thank you to our two runners, juwk and Marceau, to my co-com Chuckles, to our trackers, Lacey and Scooby, and also thanks Ikola and his co-com Zoro over on the French restream.
Yeah, you mentioned close matchups already this season. I think a lot of people would say that, you know, a lot of people who in the top 64, the seedings kind of don't match up. There's kind of a lot of mismatches going on. And we've already seen a lot of quote unquote lower seeds beating higher seeds already. So, you know, look at a couple of matches over the weekend. It's been close, and it's also we've had a couple of quote upsets. So whether this is going to be one of those matches, we'll wait and see.
Oh, absolutely. Yes, we should be getting going here soon. We've got to go Curious Emerald start with the Epona song, all right?
Yeah, starting as adult as well. So, I mean, we can either see one or two things. We're either going to see somebody head into Ganon's and make it turn nighttime potentially and go river, or they're both going to go to Kakariko. That's kind of the options that we've got here. I can't see anybody taking the horse and going towards, you know, Open Grotto or GTG. Imagine if that happened. Imagine if somebody just went, I'm going to GTG to start off with.
That would be an interesting play. GTG stuff was just can't be quite a troll, but it would also be an interesting risk here. And they're each of these two runners' first brackets match of the season.
Yeah, I had a seed one time when one of the hints was Hyrule Field as Path of King Dodongo. And I was like, screw this, I'm going to Open Grotto, and it was a bloopy.
Oh, classic. Great. Speaking of hints, we will get the Temple of Time hints right after the Medallion Stone check here. Which, there we go.
Yo, juwk having the vanilla cosmetics, and
yep, that is pretty standard for him. Marceau is actually playing with the custom model, so we can't tell that yet. OT is vanilla, Hyrule Castle Fairy is dead, HB is Iron Boots, and OT is still vanilla. Lovely.
Wow, the 1500 hint actually coming in useful for once, giving us a named item today. So, I mean, we do have the horse, we just need a bow to do that.
Yep. No path hints yet, but that's alright.
Yeah, I've seen quite a few seeds that's just been like, no real information from the 4 Temple of Time hints, which is kind of funny. And this is just another one of those.
Yep, but yeah, Marceau is actually playing with a different model. It's not immediately glaringly obvious that it's what exactly this is, but I do believe he mentioned in the room that this is actually Twilight Princess Link.
Oh,
Looks
yes, it
very
is definitely a
similar,
different
but
Link.
ever so slightly off compared to juwk.
Yeah, it's almost like the kind of particulars, like the shading of it seems a bit more pronounced, and that's kind of it.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, Twilight Princess was a GameCube Wii game, and the OT being on the N64 just can't quite capture all the details that even GameCube could.
Yeah.
But yes, there are some differences between the models. Let's get a closer look at the face. It'll probably be more obvious. Frogs 2 is dead again. What a surprise.
Yo, Frogs 2 hard required for that, Greg, to achieve meme percent.
Absolutely. No, in all jokingness, it is not required to the slightest.
we are kidding. That green rupee is the only green rupee in the item pool. We call it Greg. Some people love it, some people hate it. Yeah.
But let's see where we're going. Marceau falling off the box by accident, just a blue pea in the windmill. And we have ourselves here, Saria's song in the windmill. Well, no forest logic access shenanigans there.
Yeah, that's probably the only thing maybe we can consider. But other than that, we've got 2 kind of, I don't know, shall I say, uninspiring songs. I mean, having Saria's in your child 1 to do School Kid is cool, but that's kind of it for now.
Pretty much. We have only just started this, so we've got plenty of time to find some things. As well, for Roar's our first major item of the seed that's actually being picked up. That's not bad. It's not particularly useful for the moment, but you can't complain about getting it early.
Yeah, pick up an early magic and we could see some interesting FW strats.
Yep, we could. Or it might never turn up at all. Scooby is our race finder today, so technically, well, they rolled a seed, though, as usual. Randobot is the ultimate person to blame, or I guess you can blame Trez being the person who coded said bot. One or the other.
That is true. Blame Trez.
I mean, we could always blame Trez for anything anyway, so as we get our first slingshot from the shield grave.
We're gonna only need to do 1 Lost Woods trip this seed with Saria's song and Slingshot early doors.
Yeah, what is that a hammer in the graveyard?
I think it was a blue pea.
I thought I saw something shiny that wasn't blue, but I also have a tendency to be completely blind. We'll see here again.
I was actually more surprised that juwk didn't get hit by the pote there.
And yeah, okay, it's a blue pea. I'm blind. Oops. But yeah, Randobot's been on a bit of a mean streak so far as of for brackets. Both with the accompanying the opening match of brackets, and the one that. When the evening one the day after, both were logical fiascos. And then there was, one was a Hover Boots Path to Twin Rova, Hover Boots Path to Twin Rova because it locked both Requiem behind Stone's Shadow, without keys and Child Spirit, I should add, so that was impressive.
Nice!
And the lens was in GTG's only Hammerlocks check. What are the odds?
Brilliant.
With Hammer in Shadow Temple.
That's really one thing you just don't think about often is that Hammerlock check in GTG.
No. I realized I knew that check was Hammerlock. I just didn't put it together that between that hammer and Requiem that Hover Boots were paths just to get to Zero Temple. As we get a boomerang here after Dompe race in this race.
Yeah, we've got all the child items. We've got Saria's song, we've got a slingshot, we've got a boomerang. Get us to Child Spirit. We can do it in multiple ways.
Yeah, speaking of Child Spirit, that opening seed also had 3 items behind Requiem. 3 major items, none of them required.
Ooh, dear.
Just a great laugh. I believe it was BGS, the second wall, and the last slingshot. Alright, Jabu, fire! DC Spirit Deku Forest. Alright, that's a medallion layout.
Well, Forest
Shadow
is a medallion, so the seed's playable, at least.
Water and Shadow being our 2 stones, so Song of Time on AD is incredibly unlikely to be recorded in any fashion. Until it is.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a fun layout. Stone Shadow always seems to find a way. But DC being a medallion, that's fine. Forest being a medallion, that's enjoyable. We've got
Shadow's not
dungeons
too
that we
bad
want to
already with a
complete for items.
boomerang. Spirit's kind of the
Yeah.
black one at the moment, really.
Yeah, we've got that boomerang already, so we're kind of already halfway there. I think that's a hook shot on Duke's side in the this lower river check.
Yeah. Not sure why Marceau just reread some of the Temple of Time hints.
Oh no, it's a
And yeah,
Kakiri
no, that's a
sword.
Kakiri sword. Well, that's
Nice.
required.
Yeah, that's actually an amazing find, that is, because you're going to head towards Midos and stuff like that, and you're just going to be able to immediately do Medallion Deku. So that's a fantastic find.
Yep. Oh, prediction, right. I'll get that going here in a second as we find, child shooting here for Marceau.
Somebody has 100,000 channel points because they bet on the underdog in the last stream. Won't say what stream that was. A 30 is dead. That person is me. Yo, and Duke finding choose as well. Holy moly. This keeps happening. This loaded river just continues to keep popping up in seeds that I've watched and / played in. So River really coming out trumps today. Graveyard Path of Baronade.
Thug, thanks for that. Nice boomerang.
I wonder if it's for the boomerang.
What's the hint in the grotto? Because I completely missed it.
30 is dead. 30 is the Deku Shield.
Thank you. I'm also restreaming, so I've got a few different things to juggle.
Oh, I mispeats the lower piece as the upper piece because this is definitely the hook shot. So I'll put the spoiler log away.
Okay, wow. Juke's played River here after Edelcac paying off immediately.
Yeah, so 3 items in River. All 3 have pretty pog items.
GTG Path to Goma. Well,
That's
why
fun.
is that? Is there a first bomb bag in GTG? Because we
Bomb
are the.
bag? Yeah, or hovers, or a scale, something like that.
It has to lock all of our access to River, that lower River item. Because the Slingshot Sphere 0, it's not that by any means whatsoever. So it has to lock both scales, all 3 bomb bags, and our hover boots. As we get a big poo bottle off Talon's chickens.
That's actually really nutty. And we already have... So, just for people who are watching, so that path to Queen Goma can be primarily for 2 things. One is the Kakiri sword to enter Deku Tree, and the other is Slingshot to logically beat it.
Yeah, it can't be hookshot locked. That's a good point, Matt, because the hookshot is equally available. Is locked behind the same requirements as that.
That is true, yeah, that is true. So it's got to be one of the early ones.
Or if it is hookshot locked, there must be another hookshot available without bomb scale or hover boots. That's an interesting chain of things, as we get Requiem, speaking of Child Spirit earlier, off Malon. But if this is seriously another silly bomb bag chain, I'm gonna laugh, because my second brackets match I commentated had a near logical go mode bomb bag in, on either GTG Hammer Rocks or GTG Lake Room. Behind Path to King Dodongo Water Temple, which had a hammer behind Iron Boots and Shadow Temple. Which resulted in just a really, really silly chain of items that led to a bit of a headache trying to figure out why it all was pathed on comms.
Logical messes are standard in Ocarina of Time Randomizer.
Oh, absolutely. Apparently we've got the magic here in the silo while we...
Yeah, magic here.
Yep.
That helps out with that early FW, at least. So people were saying, oh, we're going to see magic 3 hours in. Nah, we've got fully utilizable FW today. That Child Spawners in the cow cage in Kakariko. Is this Dampe time for Duke? Because it is. This is really poggers. This is such a good spawn at such a good time to pick up Dampe with no Nocturne and Suns at the moment.
Alright, so hint commands are getting updated.
We've also got a Requiem from Lon Lon Ranch. Did we see what song he got out as he left yet? Or is he just entering?
I don't
Probably
think
just
he
entering.
has.
Yeah. So, like we said, we've got all the tools to do Child Spirit, except for an explosives for Morceau to climb up higher. Duke does have illogical access to go higher. Yeah, well, look at all that money on Duke. I'm gonna go and do something stupid.
Yeah, alright, we've got a surprising, not terrible collection of items so far. Some interesting hints. As we get a small key from Masu.
Yeah, so 1 key, so he could decide to climb a little bit higher if he wanted to see a few more stuff in the Spirit Temple. It is progression at least.
Yeah, because this is a medallion, and they will be required to do it eventually, so...
Big
Oh,
chest
that's a
just leading
Zora
to a
tunic.
tunic.
Okay.
Yeah, that's kind of meh. You were kind of hoping for something a bit more stronger there, but we'll take some clothes.
Yeah, I can save them some logical shenanigans later. Axel, nothing is... I guess that so far the one thing we've got that's interesting is GTG's path to Goma. Note that we already have both the Slingshot and Kokiri Sword. The Slingshot was Fear Zero on Shield Graves. Kokiri Sword was in Lower River, and the only way that GTG can be path is if whatever item is in GTG locks all 3 bomb bags, both scales, and the hover boots. Which is interesting to say the least.
Yeah, pretty hard going.
Takes some real effort to lock 6 items together in one chain.
Yeah.
Which I think is going to be likely to be a way of the hero bomb bag, probably, but who knows. And if it is a way of the hero bomb bag in GTG, they could have just given us a path to King Dodongo who and saved us that headache. But, you know. Ooh, speaking of bomb bags, this is bomb locked, as we get a set of light arrows. Bomb locked it might be, not that it matters. Bomb or hammer lock, to be technical.
This is where maybe people who are better at logic and hint understanding might be stronger here. But the fact that if that is a bomb bag in GTG, and as if we've got a bow on the top of here as well, and that the hint was pointed directly to Goma and not to King Dodongo, because there's this whole thing of being like, if there's only one item on the King Dodongo path, it has to be selected for that. So there's probably some potential weird shenanigans going on there.
On the other hand, though, too, that there's 6 medallions, so it could be that just DC wasn't chosen.
Oh yeah, that's true. We've got 6 meds today, so it might just not have been chosen, yeah.
Yeah, there is a decent chance that Deku might have several things if whatever this path in GTG happens to lock. Apparently at least 5 other items, because that's the only way any of this makes any sort of sense. It's most likely bomb bag, but it could be a scale, it could be hover boots as we get Nocturne out of the Colossus. Alright.
Yeah, we might find some illogical bomb bags or something like that inside the Deku tree.
And the boat does give a couple more things for us to do in GTG as well. And it gives us access to those irons on HBA. Any idea what's on the Colossus Arch as we get a hint that Big Goron is dead? And Cat Rodder is useless.
Yeah, I think Morceau needed the quick start against Juke today based on Juke's kind of experience playing this game and their execution. Unfortunately, Juke got the the fortunate start with the item collection early, but sometimes collecting items early can lead you into not a sense of false security, but it may lead to Juke clearing out more of the seed because he's got more open compared to Morceau.
Because Rando is also going to random. A lot can happen.
Exactly. But you have to admit, the item selection that Juke has got at the moment is pretty robust.
He's got a lot of items, and he's also got a lot of information, because the GTG patent was also in River, keep in mind.
Yeah. Oh, there's Dinsfire as well.
That's a list of everything else that's bomb locked, I guess.
Yeah, that's another stone shadow piece of the puzzle. We've actually Nocturne's at Requiem, so with Din's magic Nocturne, we've actually got the first couple in shadow available now.
No hookshot or hovers in logic yet. Remember that mess? Those hover boots have to be behind the GTG path somehow, or
Mhm.
are the GTG path alternatively. That's a concern.
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking that it's likely that that is the GTG path. I'm thinking that the hover somehow
One
locks.
of these 6 possible copies of items that gives us access to both the Kokiri Sword and Hookshot in River, because those two have the same logical requirements. One of those must be in GTG, unlocking all 5 of the rest.
Yeah.
Which is a really, really strange sounding sentence to get junk from the Wolf's Grotto.
Yeah, it's kind of outrageous, really, when you think about that. One item can lock so many other items. Like, it's kind of
Yeah,
crazy.
because that one item in GTG must lock the Kokiri Sword, because Slingshot was here 0. It doesn't matter where the other 2 are, because one was available with nothing whatsoever. And there's 6 separate items that can get 6 separate items, 3 bomb bags, 2 scales, and the hover boots to get you that Kokiri Sword and Logic. So, an interesting puzzle to say the least. And we know it also can't be behind the hookshot in River. There could be another hookshot available somewhere else, but it can't be behind that hookshot. Because that hookshot is behind the same set of items as the Kokiri Sword. Storms here is available freely. I'm now wondering if the well is a thing as we get... Oh, speaking of the well, okay.
It's past Phantom.
Why is that Path to Phantom Cannon?
The only thing we've got outstanding is that strength, but remember the hook is also out of logic, so...
yeah, but the hook is behind the GTG path.
Yeah, it's behind the same requirements as that, so... Unless it's... Do we have ZL yet? We don't have ZL yet, so... Something in GTG blocks something in the well? Oh, I don't know. This is kind of becoming one of those things where until we know what the item is in GTG, we can speculate for days.
It could be the other hook for access to the path item in GTG. That's true, Alfalfa. We know that the hook in River can't lock the path in GTG, but that doesn't mean the other hook can't be available somewhere in the game. Do know that Juke skipped the other 2 SFM ends, so I guess we're not getting those for a minute.
Yeah, Juke set up the Death Warp here in SFM.
Another Pone bottle this time. And 30 is still dead. We already got a bottle from Town's Chickens, a big Poe, but it's pointless because you have a bow with logic and a Poe doesn't logic, so the big Poe bottle versus regular bottle it's the same thing functionally today. We do not need to get all the heart pieces, Helja. What they need to do is they need to collect the 6 medallions to open the Rainbow Bridge to Ganon's castle, and collect the bow, lighters, and magic to go kill Ganon himself, which, well, they've got the bow magic lights between them. As you see, 1500 still has the iron boots, thanks. But we do not have the items for the 6 medallions yet. Fire requires a hammer. Nongo Scabbard requires the bomb bag. Spirit Temple requires 2 strength upgrades and Mirror Shield. Projectiles for both ages. Some other odds and ends sometimes. Force Temple requires bow, hookshot, strength, and access. Deku requires a Kokiri Sword and technically a slingshot in logic, so neither of them care. And Javu requires Bruto's Letter and a boomerang. Oh, they absolutely could and can and will finish Season 6 season on 3 hearts.
Yeah, that would be a pretty impressive way to go. Not picking up 4 heart pieces or a heart container on NPC and mini games would be pretty impressive.
Yeah, I mean they can. Not necessarily most likely, but they certainly can.
Yeah.
Also, a side note, one of the most visible differences between these 2's models so far is going to be that Ordon shield on Marceau's side.
Yep.
Because he is playing with Twilight Princess Link, but because of the N64's limitations, the differences are not immediately obvious between the 2 models. It's still Link, so it's not clear, and I don't think I haven't noticed a clear facial shot yet of that model. Ring chest is dead. Well, thanks. Now that that's a problem, we have the boomerang, we just don't have Ruto's letter to get there. My idle side note that child domain access is currently locked behind mostly the same thing as the Kokiri Sword and Hookshot in River 2.
Yeah, Morceau is probably gonna finish this Lost Wood section and not have a lot picked up from it. So I could see them potentially heading towards Valley Lake to just do everything here. They'll also pick up Song of Storms here, but without Explosives and ZL, it's a bit of a risky play to go in there.
Yeah, so I know that both of them are he/him pronouns, so it's not showing on the layout. But yeah, juwk has found a handful of items behind Bomb so far, his Chew so far, though not a whole lot in the way of obvious progression at the same time. Let's see how much the Deku Tree yields. What's in the Deku Tree could give us a lot of information right now.
Yeah, that Deku Tree really is going to give us information. If we find bomb bags and scales in there, it's going to tell us potentially a lot of what we might find in GTG. Yeah.
Well, I'm still really confused why on earth the well is Phantom Phantom again. It could be for strengths, but it could also be chained into why is GTG path. Knew that strength too, because we don't have any strengths. There are some checks in strength GTG behind strength 2, but those strength 2 lock checks are also hookshot locked. And that would require the other hookshot to be available somewhere.
Yeah, it's looking increasingly likely that there's a strength in there, and potentially the other strengths have just deepened the Forest Temple, which would make Forest interesting for a change.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see eventually. Your storms from Marceau. juwk is heading for the Deku Tree. And let's see what these SFM hints were, because juwk skipped the other two.
Yeah, we're going to see SFM hints and Deku hints at the same time, so we'll keep an eye on both.
You want to keep an eye on the Deku ones here? See, Colossus' left hand is dead.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to interlink between them, which is friendly for us.
Yeah, because trying to keep track otherwise is very hard. There's the other Prox 2 hint. And 40's dead. Excellent.
Yeah.
Nothing
so
too big
only
for
the
juwk
50 left, isn't it, for skulls?
Correct. And River is path to Twin River. Who'da thunk? Thanks.
Okay, so is the hover boots in the Deku Tree then potentially? No, why would the hover boots be required for Spirit? Could be the hook. We need the hook for the Spirit Temple, so could be related to that.
Honestly, this one's fun. Well, let's see what's in the Deku Tree first.
No, juwk's still picking up small chests. I guess they're running low on chews, so probably a reason to keep opening those. Still no big chests in the Deku Tree yet. Let's see what Morceau does. Waiting for time of day. Gonna play Nocturne, do Danpei, probably.
That was a smart play. Also, yeah, never mind. That's what he's have to do.
And then could be a well dip. We'll see how they're interested in the well. Nice little camera angling going on from Morceau here.
Well dip and Night Cack Skulls, maybe?
Yeah.
Could be key shenanigans for Slingshot and Spirit Little Siberian. Well, no, Siberian, we have a Slingshot in Shieldgrave. That's one of the reasons why we're deeply confused by this GTG path to go behind us, because that Slingshot's free. So get a hint here that the Wasteland is a bomb game. Why is there a bomb bag in the Wasteland?
Yeah, so we've got Din's Fire in the Lost Woods Grotto.
That is one Hovers lock bomb bag, potentially.
Yeah.
Hovers or long shot, and we know that one of the hook shots is behind the same requirements as that Kokiri sword.
Okay.
Interesting. That is really to pick up. Huh.
Big chest and Deku.
Din's bomb lock. You are correct. As again, Goron Tunic does absolutely nothing at present right now.
Yeah, that's the things that we could have found in the Deku Tree. That's not necessarily one of them.
Nope, not at all. Din's bomb lock, yeah, but that doesn't tell us a whole lot at the moment. I mean, we don't know where fires are. Magic is freely available. That was the ranch silo, and the bow is fine. That was top of DC. Yeah, and Din's could just be hammer locked. Hammer doesn't solve our river headache. Hammer solves a lot of bomb bag headaches. It does not solve the river one. But yeah, we're in a bit of a conundrum again.
Oh, yo, that
velocity.
little swag strat there from Juke to recoil after the climb. That is really interesting. I like that one.
Axel saying Season 6 is a season of crazy logical seeds, it seems, and they're okay with that. I mean, this is the third Season 6 seed I've commentated in it, and both the previous two were also logical messes. So maybe there's a trend here going. Randobots certainly seems to be on a bit of a meme streak as well. I think they've maybe one true jet seed, and then they've had some real messes.
Juke just did a really interesting B1 skip there as well. Showing off the swag with the experience they've got from all their speedrunning and Ocarina of Time randomizer days.
Unfortunately, also fails the 23 is number 1 at first.
Yeah.
10 See that? I'm overworked and underpaid. Lol, Axel. You might need to take that up with, I think, either Trez or Din. Trez being Trez and Din being the person who owes race time. Alright, here's the well from Morceau as expected. You might as well take a look with it being path, even without zeal or explosives.
Yeah, that's true. It is path, isn't it? So may as well have a quick gander.
And he does have that hint because that was an SFM.
And it's actually the only path hint that Morceau's got at the moment. So
yeah, because the other three were River and Deku. Yeah.
So this is kind of the only direction that they have.
Okay, that is an impressively barren Deku tree. Wow.
Yeah, and we thought we were going to find lots of fun and games in there. What's Deku? Deku's only the purple medallion as well, so it doesn't necessarily.
And the other one's Forest Temple, which doesn't help at all.
Yeah, so we thought we'd get some information from that, but the answer to the information that we wanted is nothing. So keep an eye on the well now.
No. I mean, they got a Goron tunic, I guess, but that's behind. We have a way to blow blink the Goron, but we do not have a way to cross the bridge because that's behind Hookshot, Cover Boots, or Bolero. We've already talked about both Hookshot and Hover Boots a few times each as we get a first strength. Okay, that's probably path.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Both Hookshot and Hover Boots are behind previously discussed mentioned shenanigans with River, and Hover Boots and Bolero, who knows? As far as Fire Temple access to make that Goron tunic anything resembling useful, and that's assuming the key layout's friendly.
Fortunate for Morceau to be able to pick up that strength. About half of the checks are locked behind ZL and bombs. And this is a key, so they're going to go and pick this up because one of the other ones is ZL locked. So just confirming that they can pick up a key for the back end of bottom of the well.
Yep. There is a bottle, Requiem, and magic incoming for Juke in the ranch. Yeah, Juke will be able to clear force once he gets that strength out of the well. So that'll be nice for him.
Absolutely.
Yeah, this is probably the path for Phantom Canyon, unless we get another strength somewhere, and then we've got serious questions about the whole about everything involving River. It's looking like bombs are in GTG. Decent chance, but it's not a guarantee. Bombs in GTG.
Yeah, the bombs are the ones that lock the most out of the scale in terms of kind of checks in the game. So it would be reasonable to assume that it's going to be the bomb bag there, or something that leads to the bomb bag. It might not even be the bomb bag directly.
Yeah. So the Kokiri sword was in Lower River, which is locked behind one of a bomb bag, a scale, or hover boots. Gerudo Trading Ground is path to Goma, and because the slingshot was Fear Zero, GTG can only be path to Goma because it locks all 6 of the items that can get you to that Kokiri sword. All 3 bomb bags, both scales, and those hover boots have to be behind whatever item is path to GTG. It may or may set river items, either Kokiri sword or the hookshot, which was in Upper River, adding to the logical mess involving that Kokiri sword is either the Kokiri sword or that hookshot is going to pass Twin Prova as well. Just for extra fun.
What if the item in GTG is actually the fire arrows to pick up that wasteland, the wasteland bomb bag, but then I guess we would need
No, you need
ways to
hover
cross
boots.
the thingy,
You need
don't
hover
we? So
boots
that
or
doesn't
long
work.
shot, and
Yeah.
hover boots and long shot are both part of the river shenanigans.
Yeah.
Irons on
So that's
HBA
off.
does absolutely nothing for us games bond. Even though irons are in, that doesn't help because irons do not get you either river freestanding. Those two have the same logical requirements, and irons are not usable as child. Irons are not usable as child, and adult can't take the chicken to the up freestandings. So
There's a
also
big
is that
chest
a
on
big
the
chest on right
yeah,
hand?
big chest on the right hand. So we're gonna see Juke climb all the way up here.
Yeah. Games bond irons do not give you access to river. The river grotto and plateau hints, as well as upper river hint, are Sphere Zero as adult. But but you do not have a chicken to get there, and the glitchless jumps to the freestandings are not in default logic in these settings. And then as a child, you can't use iron boots to bypass the rocks. You need a scale for that. It's bombs, scale, or hover boots. Bombs are scale for child, hover boots for adult.
Okay, Morso is heading south, heading towards Southern Hyrule Field. Like I said, probably thinking that it didn't pick up a lot in their child section for adult, so continuing their child section to see what else they can pick up. Hopefully, they're thinking that they might pick up something like a bomb bag or something like a hook shot in this area, but we know that it's probably going to be quite fruitless what they pick up around here in these Sphere Zero locations.
It was top of DC, Rob. Yeah, and that is the case.
Yeah, this early river play is really kind of doubling up now because not only the items good for Juke and his seed, not having the items in Morceau seed is actually becoming a bit of a detriment to his routing.
Alright, here's the Zora tunic for Juke, who is really more than just disappointed by such. Now's the other left-hand hint there for Marceau. Give me a second to remember which generic card that was.
Juke not caring about the sticks. He's got 20 of them plus the Kakiri sword, so he's going to just use them as he wishes.
Yep. And picks up a small key. He is going to choose to climb, I think.
Yeah, with that big chest on the right hand. You got a key, you got explosives. Yeah, he's only got 3 left though, so he's gonna be. I don't know. Did he potentially think about scumming these, or?
I think he might. I think he'll save scum the key anyway. So.
Yeah, because what you don't want to find is potentially, well, can it be? It can't even be on the BMOS check, can't it? Because of the river shenanigans.
Interesting. Yeah, there's. This entire seed's a bit shenanigans, and it'll take us a while to figure out how to figure what is behind it. Yeah. Let's see what Valley has from us. So, we are still missing a 50 as our nice race mod and tracker node, Scooby. Nice Hylian shield here. May as well pick it up for Marceau.
Yep, free 80 rupee shields. That's nice.
At least for Juke, and another small key.
Being safe with the chew, just to plant it against the wall there.
Yep. I have no idea what that is.
There's something in there, yeah. It doesn't shine. If it doesn't shine, it's going to be something good or a Deku stick.
And that's more chews. Nice.
Yeah,
that's really
that would do.
Enough, so.
I tell you what, that's probably the best thing that Morceau was going to find here, because we know that Morceau wasn't going to find a bomb bag. We know that they weren't going to find a hook shot, probably. So that's probably the best thing that they could find, as we find a big chest in Child Spirit.
That's a very interesting spot for a hammer. Why is that there?
Okay, that's really fun, because, of course, that's...
And sorry for the game audio, Marceau's is really quiet. So's is Juke's, so we're kind of stuck with quiet audio no matter what we go with.
But that doesn't help with our GTG logic at all, doesn't it? Because it's specifically bombs that you need for the river. But that does open up the Din's fire, logically.
It does. What was the hint at Lake Lab, by the way?
I missed that one.
From us, so someone in chat enlighten us, but yeah. That hammer is also currently we have no adult access to spirit. We have no explosives to climb for this child. We have it's also magic locked, PS, because I can look at that key.
Oh yeah, there's a key there, yeah.
That hammer is extremely far out of logic. Probably more so than the Kokiri sword, which is saying something.
Juwk trying to climb this. So normally you would need to blow this up with a beamus, but of course Juwk is working on limited explosives. Ah, that is so good. That is. If you can climb this, that is amazing. I've not seen that before. That's pretty incredible.
That
GG's.
is very nice. But yeah, if anyone in chat saw what Lake Lab hint was, please enlighten us, because we both dismissed it, because lots of stuff going on.
Yeah, hammer was way too exciting.
Yeah, the hammer is locked behind, it's magic lock for starters, and Din's was, well, it's behind that hammer, or bomb back, so nope. We also have no adult spirit axes and no bombs, of course, as child to continue up there. It's so far not in that it's ridiculous. As Marceau is going for back lake hints, interesting. Yeah, that hammer is basically bomb locked. You're correct, B. The Wasteland bomb bag, it has to be behind the GTG path some way or another anyway, serious business, considering it's either hovers or long shot locked just to get to the Wasteland chest. And hovers and longshot are both already implicated in whatever logical mess is involved with GTG anyway.
Yeah, so people just coming in, we found a ton of items in River to start off with. Juwk went River early, found a Kokiri sword, found a hook shot, and also found some chews, but we also got a GTG as path to Queen Goma.
Well, okay, at least that was useless, but at least it was logically. I'm kind of glad that BGS is logically irrelevant on right hand. Let's see, what's this in here? SFM is path to Volvagia.
Okay. So we
got Storm's Child, which could be it, especially with that.
We got strength from.
So it can't be path to both Phantom Ganon. Well, no, it could be Storm's for strength because it's not direct. That's a possibility.
Yeah.
Could be for whatever song's in it. Dull SFM. There's a serious chance that's CL actually at the moment. Could be something else. Yeah, there's a very good chance that the ZL's at Minivat right now, so that wouldn't be path anyway. Good. Never mind that thought. Though we are missing ZL in any case, I'm starting to wonder what that is.
What's pretty wild about the seed is that now we've seen the vast majority of the kind of logical stuff in the child side is that we might have actually had to have gone to GTG really early with just a Pona song to pick up our logic.
Quite possible, as those are some bomb-locked hover boots.
Well, that kind of is helping us tie things up. So surely that now points to the bomb bag is chilling in GTG, right?
Oh, first, but all three bomb bags have to be behind GTG and both scales. Yeah. We've known that since we saw the GTG path, basically. The question is how exactly it is. Juwk does not have the Wasteland. I'm not sure if he's read the Graveyard Hint yet. He has Nocturne, so I assume he's probably read it by now. But all three bomb bags, both scales, and all three bomb bags and both scales must be behind whatever items in GTG, as well as the hover booth, but those are bomb locked, so okay. Dunzo. Hammer is bomb locked, confirmed already, so I'm really not surprised there. And Boomerang Chest is still dead. I totally missed what the Boulder... I totally forgot what the Boulder of Destiny hint was. I really just knew it was a repeat. Yeah, we'll see what's bomb locked in the well for Juwk, see if there's anything else that Marceau missed. No, Namha, they can't get a hammer as a result without bombs. For starters, they don't have strength 2. Second of all, they have no logical magic because their Din's Fire was no magical fire source because Din's Fire was in the DMT wall, which is behind X, Y, and Z things, and we have absolutely no idea where fire arrows are, presumably bomb locked. Not to mention its map chest, which is, yeah, several varieties of whacked. The magic path to the map chest also involves bombs. Good point, B, yeah.
It wouldn't be a match of Ocarina of Time Randomizer without crazy logic shenanigans involving potentially the Spirit Temple as well.
Yeah. Mostly in the sense right now that hammer is not in logic is basically what we're looking at. But yeah, the hammer is not in.
Be fun to see where Morceau goes here now. Has to choose, could potentially go into DC. Could go upriver. Nothing is pointing them towards GTG yet.
Play. No, because Morceau has no GTG path, because that's also in river.
That is also in the river, yeah. Yeah. You don't know about the logical mess until you get the logical mess.
And honestly, that early divergence after Adult Kak made sense for both runners. Morceau doing the typical route of going child and Juke going river looking for hints. And it just so happened that going river looking for hints turned out to be a massive payoff in this scene, while Morceau is probably scratching his head a bit about what on earth is going on here.
Yeah, and now Juke kind of is aware that it was probably thinking that GTG hoards the bombs. They've only got, what, about a couple of chews left, so if they picked up more chews, they might be less inclined to head towards GTG knowing that it's just the bomb bag, and may head to do other stuff.
The Zora's River fight happened was not in River, but it's basically behind River. It's at the Deku Tree, and the Kokiri Sword is in River, so... Basically, same difference. I don't think Morceau has actually checked the Deku Tree hints, Matt. Unless it was a Boulder of Destiny hint, because I managed to completely forget what that was.
Okay, so Juke with that strength is now able to complete the Forest Temple, so we may see that in the future of Juke soon to get through the progression dungeon. Also able to pick up the other SFM song, which we know that SFM's Path to Volvagia.
Yeah, decent chances for Storms for what appears to be late Hero Strength 1, honestly.
Yeah, we'd actually struggle for other songs that could be Way of the Hero, because ZL can't be hinted directly Way of the Hero.
No,
and then the other songs are kind of warpy songs and Suns and Song of Time, so it would actually be quite difficult
Vanilla
for another
and
song to be.
Song. Yeah, Song of Time's Vanilla. Oh, Sun Song Grave being done was the Boulder of Destiny, and I just remembered now.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, Sun Song Grave is dead and Frogs 2 is dead, so Sun Song is useless, so is Minuet Bolero. So is Minuet and Serenade. Bolero would be interesting at Adult SFM, actually. We don't have a logical way to cross 2 Fire Templates. Side note, that would be interesting if Bolero's at SFM. Mildly concerning thought I just had. There's lights from Morceau. Yeah, we don't actually have a way across the Virgin Crater right now to get the sun or to access Fire Temple. We don't have either hookshot or hover boots in Logic, per, you know, the entire scene's discussions about Logic. So, Bolero and SFM would actually be interesting. I strongly suspect ZL is either at Minuet or at Bolero, just because we're running out of places for ZL to be. It could be on Prelude behind Fire Temple. We haven't seen a Burning Kakin, but I'd be surprised if it was there, considering Spirit's the Water Med. And ZL certainly can't be an Ice Cavern by any means, so... Options running a little low for ZL, but I do wonder if we might get a Bolero in SFM just to add to the everything that's going on right now. Because why not, I suppose, for the seeds continue?
Yeah, especially because it would be direct to Volvagia as well, so it kind of would
It
make
makes
that
me
bundle of
think.
logic interesting.
Yeah, it does make me think if we end up with Bolero and SFM, what implications that has for potential. Well, everything. I'm a highly analytical commentator, so this kind of logical mess is my favorite, but it sure is a mess.
It would kind of tie in, like, if we do have a deeper boss key, then it would make sense that it's just the storms for the strength, but you never know, it could be for access as well.
I forgot to update that Skulls command. 40 is dead, no cooldown 50. And yes, hey Drew, we do have a lot of items. We also have a massive logical mess involving most of these items. Because the found the Kokiri sword and the hookshot in River, lower and upper heart pieces respectively, is path to Twin Robot, but that's largely irrelevant, really, at the moment. I don't care, like, at all what's... that might become relevant later, but I'm not overly opinionated on why that's path. Marceau cannot get that song right now, or is gonna get that song after... Oh, there's an item on the volcano he wants. What's this?
That's a mirror shield.
Okay. Interesting.
So that's hard required at least. See what we got here.
Not obviously behind River either, as we get Prelude from the equator. Okay. Confusion continues over what this seed wants.
Yeah, Duke's got a lot of options here, can complete fire, has kind of almost everything required to be able to beat fire. Also has the Goron tunic as well, so doesn't need to worry about the timer for Volvagia, so that's an option. Doing forest though, you have to do all of forest. So normally if you have the choice between something like forest and fire, you would do forest first, knowing that you need to do every check there, and then maybe review how deep you go in fire following the completion of that.
Yeah, we are technically Rudos and Strength 2 from Go Mode if these guys can manage to keep enough chews to finish DC with, or they're going to be cutting it close on that. As they do not have a wallet to acquire more chews with, unfortunately, is a minor problem. Endless shooting is just arrows. Yeah, we're only Rudos and Strength 2 potentially from Go Mode. Unfortunately, we don't have a great deal in the way of hints for it. Like, we have a lot of stuff. The runners don't care the most about the logic, but I am curious as a commentator. What's going on here?
Yeah. And Morceau has decided to not head into DC. They're flipping over Mido at the moment. Probably to see what is potentially in that SFM way of the hero, but coming here without a hook shot and it not being Minuet can be pretty dangerous.
Yeah, it could be Minuet, it could be Bolero, it could be Serenade, it could be Suns. Out of the remaining songs, Bolero's the only... it could be ZL. Bolero and ZL are the two that would actually make a difference to things right now. As Graveyard is still path to Baronade, and there's Dins for Marceau. Yeah, we are missing a 50 hit and a Burning Cat Kid. I'm worried about the 50 hit and the Burning Cat Kid, frankly, so...
Yeah, just imagine if we pick up a 50 strength, like, on the 50 schools, would be pretty horrendous for these runners picking that up, like...
Yeah. And yes, Bombag at GTG Lobby yourself would solve everything. Nice wallet that's logically more or less irrelevant right now. Thanks.
That does actually enable Duke to buy chews as well, so...
It does help that.
About getting the bomb bag from GTG if it is sitting there.
I guess that the Kokiri sword doesn't lock Goron tunic access, but that's not very helpful to anything, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, that is nice to have to buy shoes. Other than that, wallet doesn't do a ton else. I'm more curious what this song is from Marceau.
Duke's actually, when they pick up the hover boots from that near market grotto, would have the ability to full clear shadow as well.
That's a vanilla minuet. Okay, well that's not path whatsoever remotely. So Storm's confirmed probably for the strength, because...
Yeah, that's the best song that Morceau could have picked up there, because now they know that they can just come back to Forest whenever they've picked up the items they need to beat it.
Yeah.
Oh, getting nailed by the Moblin after doing the hover bootstrap there, which is nice. They're just gonna. Oh no, they're gonna play Requiem here.
What's on Burning Cat? One of Valero's Serenade or Zelda's sons. No clue which. Haven't gotten the hint. There is a bomb bag in Wasteland chest, yes, but it is guaranteed not the first bomb bag because of the whole everything involving the river in this scene. Bomb bag is most likely in GTG, correct. We'll actually get an idea here from Aso who's reversing, so time to figure that out, finally.
There's a big chest here in DC.
Mm-hmm. Now, Juke, don't fall off, that would help. And, well, we've got every bottle but Ruto's letter. Thanks. Yeah, I mean, that's true. Morceau can get his bomb bag from Wasteland out of logic, which will actually be really nice for him.
Yeah, Morceau's going for the punt for GTG here.
Oh, hey, choosing the DC bomb bag chest. Sure?
Oh, nice. That's French vanilla? I don't know.
It's, something that's certainly useful.
Yeah,
Juke getting lucky there, as we get, oh, another big chest. Is our second wallet. Okay, sure.
Finding all the junk in here. Oh, here's the bomb bag. That's what Morceau's going for, is getting that out of logic.
And he's out of here. Okay, off to DC then. Never mind.
Okay.
I mean, makes sense with that, because he has no idea that his wallets are both sitting in DC and he's running low on shoes. This makes a lot of sense for him to go get the bomb bag that he knows about before heading here.
Yeah, we're probably going to see some
it is
progression
unfortunate that
being done
Morceau
now.
is getting sent further away from River right now because he's got so much else to do.
Yeah, it's going to have the DC to do. They're not going to pick up anything in DC to do any further progression, but you're right. They've got quite a few items now. They could quite easily go and do something else. Yes. Oh, another big chest here in DC. And that's the double defense.
Alright, why not? Yeah, that is 12 skulls from Morceau. Haven't seen 20. No 10 stat, haven't seen 20, haven't seen the 50 hint. Yeah, Joke's gonna be doing other things besides Boulder Festy for a long while. Interestingly, so there's no Mirror Shield in Twilight Princess, so it's still a core Mirror Shield design. It's still a Mirror Shield, more or less. It looks like a Mirror Shield for Morceau, but he does have a different design on the back. And
Yeah, I was going to say that's
actually
that is slightly different, isn't it? I can't tell what the patination is, but it is different.
Yeah, it is different for him. I wonder kind of where they got it from, as it's evidently not exactly the same thing. Okay, game, sure, why not?
More bomb shoes! Oh my goodness.
Jake doesn't even need to go shoe shopping apparently, because he also has the 20 back. Okay, game. Bombs are not a problem today, I guess. Sure. But model from Mirror Shield should be the Mirror of Twilight. That would be fun. Looks like the TP logo for Hyrule. That's maybe Scooby. I don't quite remember for sure. But yeah, Juke has 30 bomb tunes. She's kind of amazing. He is fine.
Yeah. And we don't think that they have. He has the hint for on the Nocturne platform, right? Is that correct?
He's been skipping hints, so I think he's gonna probably skip that one. Yeah.
So Juke doesn't know there's a bomb bag there, but has enough chews now to pretty much get through the game.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Juke is gonna go clear Fire and Forest now. I'd be more surprised if he goes just about anywhere else. I've been doing some checks on the way. Yeah, there is. We're kind of finally hitting the mid game here. We've seen all the early items. We've got a good amount of stuff to do. We've seen most of our hints. And we're just kind of looking, and they're just more or less doing progression now. So it's finally slowed down this smidge.
Yeah, we picked up a lot of items early on. Oh,
hey,
Nocturne is
confirm.
the L.
Oh, that's actually kind of impressive that Nocturne is ZL with Spirit being locking that.
So no keys can be on the ZL check, so that's fun.
Makes it less surprising that the place is fire locked instead, to be fair. Because we did see a key on some lock, so it kind of makes some sense. It might be a ZL or a CD even, yeah, depending on where the scales went off to. Logically.
Yeah, that would be really impressive, especially with this layout.
Yeah. juwk is now getting the Metagore on 10. I was saying that he was. Oh yeah, we finally know of all 5 chew packs because it was the last pop chew pack is on Sunshine. I forgot that.
Okay,
Lil.
cool.
Okay, so yeah, this has been a very chew-heavy seed. We have no idea where our bomb. We don't know where 2 of our bomb bags are, but we do. But we have gotten a lot of the chew packs.
Okay, this looks like that juwk is going to be completing fire first, so choosing fire over forest by blowing up the Goron here.
Yeah, I mean, get the song, hope it, see if it's mini and keep going.
That is true. Yeah, could save you some
if
time.
leather is available, ZL may actually be useless. Yes, serious business. Here's the second wallet from Marceau. It's funny, you walk in with however many chews you have and no wallets, and you walk out with 2 wallets and a bunch of bomb chews.
Yeah,
30 extra chews to be exact, because there was a 10 pack and a 20 pack in here.
Multiple ways for you to pick up bomb chews following completing DC today.
Pretty much. The game was generous on that front. Yeah, taking a look at our hints, Graveyard's had the Baronade for that boomerang, 0 surprises. It's probably a logical bomb bag in GTG for Path to Goma, but there's always the off chance it's not, and if it's not, we've got fun going. I'm still impressed we got nothing whatsoever in the Deku tree besides the Goron tunic, which has been rendered obsolete by the wallets in DC.
that is crazy, because if that bomb bag is locking everything else, you would think that there'd be at least one of the things that it's locking in the Deku tree because of the Kakiri sword, but no, just wasn't. Load of garbage and some cloves in there today.
Yeah. Fire could still have stuff though. If this place is hammer locked, hammer is confirmed bomb locked. And bombs are all behind the GTG path some way or another.
Yeah, we'll
and
see how
scales. Yeah,
we'll see
cover
how
boots
deep
we
this
know to be
goes
bomb
here.
locked, confirmed.
juwk hasn't been to Adult Lake yet, so hoping that nothing's on Pierre.
Yeah. Yeah, and then we have, well, Dependent getting is for Strength 1, which presumably just locks both of the other strengths. Okay. Not a huge deal. Decent chance Strength 2 is either in Fire or in Deep Forest somewhere. With Strength 1 being Way of the Hero. River Path to Twin Rova is probably for Hookshot. Small chances for Kokiri Sword if Wax has Strength 2, which would actually make sense because that's behind Forest 2. Behind Strength 1.
Yeah, we're gonna have
to... Path to Volve is for Storm, which is for Strength 1. Okay, so Bosky's not in the first couple checks based on that, but that doesn't really tell us anything else. Or, no.
Yeah, that Strength 2 location's gonna been narrowed down a bit by knowing that the Strength 1 is Way of the Hero, so you're going to be looking into Strength lock checks to find that second Strength.
Yeah, or at least most likely, because we still don't have a logical hook shot.
That is true.
I mean, it's most likely a bomb egg in GTG, but it's not a 100% chance it's the first bomb egg in GTG. As oopsies.
Yeah. Imagine if something like there's the strength is just one of the two strengths that locks a hook in a strength 2 lock location. That'd be pretty
Spirit
outrageous.
Boulder's Chest, anybody? If we find a strength 2 available somewhere, Spirit Boulder's Chest is available. We do have a logical bow to get to hit the switch as adult. Despite nothing else much being in logic, we do have one adult ranged weapon available.
Nice bow design from Morceau here.
Oh yeah, so like again, because it's Twilight Princess Link, everything is very similar, but ever so slightly off.
It looks more rustic, doesn't it? That bow.
It does, because Twilight Princess Link is a farmer boy. Remember?
Yeah. Juwk impressively found 3 keys out of 3, but this is a 4th key, so 4 keys out of 4 currently.
Yeah, it could be scale in GTG. There's nothing stopping it from being a first scale locking both of the other scales and all 3 bomb bags. And Longshot somewhere. Yeah, I mean, Longshot. There's nothing that says Longshot can't be available right now.
I like this little platform hopping that Juwk's doing through fire. That's impressive.
So if Longshot's available, that makes the River Path to Twinrova a smidge more confusing. Oh, big chest. Oh,
this is bomb locked.
Seeds confusing. Yeah, this is very bomb locked. And there's Letter. That's extremely bomb locked.
Yeah. Huh. And that is
Ice
also...
Cavern and Jabu won't be helping us with our logic. Not that's a surprise, considering that turning in the letter is kind of behind our entire river logic too.
And now we're just strength 2 away from beating the seed.
Huh. Well, that's a spot to find letter, alright. Yeah, we're strength 2 from completing the seed, and that's presumably strength 1 locked somewhere in the game. Yeah, happy whatever, everyone. Just a slight bit late for an item from Go Mode. Mirrorshot is on the Critter Heart piece. Juwk, presumably, saw on his way and is going to go pick that up after this, I hope. If he missed peek to that, we've got problems. And Hammer is in the Spirit Map chest, which Morceau will get eventually. Oh, Juwk doesn't have hovers to get his mirror shield, of course. Right. So yeah, he'll get there. And no Blair, but he knows it's there at least. Hopefully, mis-IDs have happened before to everyone.
Yeah, that near Market Grotto
at some point.
That near Market Grotto can be orphanable, but hopefully with the logic, Juwk may be able to decipher that if there is a bomb bag in GTG, then it's going to need to be in a bomb lock location. But those bomb lock locations also include Ice and Jabu now. So
Ice, Jabu, and almost everything else in the game, really. Yeah. Another big chest in the upper maze.
Nice.
I mean, what's bomb lock is a good few things. I mean, whatever the GTG item is, most of the seats behind it.
Yeah, that's
true. Including this bowling.
Especially if there isn't another hook available.
Yeah, it could be strength 2 in upper maze. That is strength lock, as is all of the rest of fire here.
Yeah. Yeah, that could be strength 2. Fits with the logic.
Yeah. Because something has to be. Because something in all this has to be. There's no guarantee we'll ever actually find the logic on Restream necessarily if they find their item for Go Mode fast enough, but
yeah,
I would kind of like to see it just for my personal curiosity, if nothing else. It's kind of nice in a way to know this ZL is basically not going to be available till the end of the seed because it locks so much stuff that you'd otherwise have to go hiking to backtrack to.
Yeah, that's the problem with the ZL, late ZL, is all those fairies and things like that that are locked behind it. That is easily left.
In fact, actually, because Jawi was the light item we just got, the last item we needed for that letter, technically. We don't have to worry about ZL this seed, I guess. It can't be our logical strength too, which is impressive. And it might logically be required for ZL to give, because if the scales are somewhere really darn silly, but no, well, that's a bomb. That's not a logical bomb bag. You had to get that is not because you had to get your two hammer lock keys to get up here, and hammer is very bomb locked
Yes,
for
that is
previous
true.
discussion. So yeah, I am really not surprised that 2 of our 3 bomb decks are guaranteed bomb locked at this point. This is very good for Merceau. He is seeing his Kokiri sword now and probably wishing he let River a while ago.
Yeah, able to pick up the Kokiri sword now. Good getting its child because Morceau can just go straight into the Deku tree now, which is nice for him. But yeah, there wasn't really a lot more for Morceau to do. They could have headed into GTG, but without a bow and hook shot.
And without
and
a
not having the hints.
yeah.
Yeah, so decided to come back child to clear a bit more of this up.
Clear a bit stuff up. Hopefully, find a few path hints, which, well, he's learning a lot in River here. Almost a full hour after Juke did, but he's learning a lot.
Yeah.
No, Marceau has the bow from Taba DC, it's just not marked on the tracker. Fairly sure, at least. We'll see in his next pause menu to confirm, but I'm pretty sure he picked it up. It's marked on his personal tracker. So.
It's marked on his personal tracker, yeah.
And chat confirms, thank you. Marceau that is a path in for Marceau. Unfortunately, it's one of the least useful ones to see, because that just tells you the boomerang he got on top race 2 minutes into the scene is required from Jabu. Gee, thanks! Who'd have thought?
Imagine hints being either useless or overly complicated.
Which is all of our path hints today. Either very useless or very Well, the path of Phantom Cannon is not complicated. It's fairly straightforward.
Yeah, that's true. That gives some information. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not complicated. It's a strength upgrade. Thanks. Which. Okay, and CL's not available, so yeah, thanks. Strength unlocks the other 2. Lovely. Most likely, at least. If there's technically a possibility that Strength 2 is available, but that just opens up a whole new set of headaches.
Yeah.
And Marceau is going to get the interesting news about GTG now.
Yeah, I wonder what is going through Morceau's mind now of having to double check for him, being like,
well,
wait,
jump
what?
slash the stone for starters, and now he's off the Deku. Yeah, he's like, wait, what did I just... Wait, didn't I just get the Kokiri sword 2 seconds ago? Huh? You can kind of see the confusion on his head there.
Yeah.
Because I know I did a bit of a double take too, and seeing that hit, it's like, wait, what?
Especially because we've already had the slingshot as well, so it couldn't even be for that.
Oh, he is mad at River, absolutely. I'd be mad at River too in his position. Now, here's the boss key for Juke. Yeah, I'd be mad at River after this in Marceau's position, because of, you could have gone here a while ago. Juke went here an hour ago, in fact. And, because River is such a powerful place with two major required items and some really darn good hints. Like, River was OP today. I wonder what Casey Neko is. He's another French runner who at least used to be known for rushing River.
Yeah, that used to be his meme, wasn't it? The River Russian.
Yeah, I wonder what Neko would think of today's really darn OP River.
Yeah.
Because this river was more than a little bit bonkers.
So handy for Duke clearing all of it, like mandatorily having to clear all of fire. So we're not going to be thinking about if anything's in deep fire today. So potentially reduces locations for where that strength 2 could be.
Chat noting too that the remaining keys are on the Scarecrow and Volvagia, so you don't have to worry about Scarecrowless fire for Juke, which is turning out to be lucky. Juke is skipping hints. I don't think he feels behind. I think he almost had to feel ahead with the river play first thing and that gave you so much this season.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, you might be thinking that you might be on par with your opponent, but like, yeah, you're not necessarily feeling behind, except for that Hovers location might be worrying him a little bit.
Yeah, because he knows it's behind GTG somehow. Like, I wonder at what point does he maybe try going GTG to start parsing some less strategy? He's got Forest to do, he's got Jabu to do, so he might put that off. Though the thing too is he knows that. I mean, it's hard to say because Jabu is effectively locked, and he knows this behind everything that that everything else in River is essentially.
Yeah. Yeah, so Juke could be thinking that the hover boots could easily be in Ice or Jabu. So the world is completely open for Juke to find that.
Yeah. It is a fairly deadly scene so far, that is true. Juke has a ton of stuff in an hour 10, and already 2-3 medallions, too. Strength Lock is likely in decent chances in Forest. Light Arrow cutscene Strength 2 would actually make a lot of sense for River Path to Twinrova behind Kokiri Sword in River.
Yeah, that would be
with
fun.
With Deku being the Shadow Medallion, because we don't have any guarantee that Strength 2 isn't just available, I don't know, in, say, the first GT Stalfos chest, and that our Bomb Bag is on the GT Spirit Boulders chest, for instance. It's not a 0 chance. I mean, it's a really awkward situation right now to be in all around. And the thing too is, Juke needs to get back to that Boulder of Destiny to Grotto by Market and Field, because the hover boots are there. I mean, sure, they're bomb locked, but so is a lot of other stuff in this game, so it's not the most helpful thing to know that that's there.
And it's once you get some warp songs and you can start walking about, it actually becomes a very easy thing to miss out. We don't have Prelude. Prelude's actually in the Minuet, isn't it? So Juke will have Prelude.
No, Prelude was on Crater. He should have it already, actually.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So no reason to kind of walk about outside of that kind of area, so...
Okay, there's the other River to Twinrova hit, which tells... Juke already had it, and it doesn't tell him a whole lot of anything besides. That him isn't resolved, but it also doesn't much matter. Mirror Shield is on the Volcano Heart piece. Juke should have seen it a few times by now. It doesn't a whole lot matter, frankly, as we get the other ZL hint.
Juke's going to have a lot of time to think about what they're going to do next. They're going to have a fair bit of, 14-odd minutes in Forest to think about their next move, and then we'll see what happens after that.
Yeah, both these runners, I mean, Juke, he has options here, for sure.
Yeah, if he finds that Strength 2 in the back end of Forest as well, then, that could be a lot of different things. Probably would head into Spirit after that, right?
Yeah, I mean, just at least for nothing else for progression. I am kind of curious where Longshot's gone off to. We might never see it, but I am curious where Longshot is. Just for the whole everything. Yeah, Burning Cack is Burning Cack is always Lullaby, so Spirit is beatable without the ZL, and apparently, unless it's at logical access to Jabu might be the only thing that's ZL locked if both skills are ZL locked, and that's honestly about it.
I guess we're talking about this hover boots, but Juke could... I'm guessing Bolero is in Ice, right? I think that's got to be...
Strength 2 cannot be Deep Shadow because Spirit Temple locks ZL. That... yeah, Chuckles?
And I was just thinking that if Bolero is in Ice, then Juke could plant the bean and pick up the Mirror Shield that way.
That's possible,
so
but...
He's got outs if he doesn't find the
outs,
hovers.
yes. I mean... It's also possible there was just some Prelude. It's not a 50-50, but it's not far off that.
Yes, that is true, actually. Yeah, that's the other song that we've got outstanding.
Composer Grave is something that's they're never getting. So yeah, it's either...
Yeah. Yeah, if it's in Composer's Grave, ooh, yeah.
They are not getting that period. Yeah, Double Forest! Wahoo!
Wow.
This is, I think, the first time they've been synced in a very long time in this scene.
Bang on, like, the Double Forest as well, so... And we know we're not going to find anything fun potentially until later on.
Probably. There's... The early part of this is... Well, remember Chuckles said this entire place is hookshot locked, and we do not have hookshot logic, so there might be one or two things funky in here.
Talking of hook shots, it looks like Morceau's got a claw shot with their Twilight Princess link.
Yeah, it's pretty neat for him. It's all as with S model. It's the little things because fundamentally Link isn't a ton. It's still Link, but with the limitations of an N64, so there's only so much difference you can get. Like at a glance, you would just think that the textures look a little funky, and that's about it from the back view. Like it's not immediately obvious that what is Marceau's model. Like I would not know that this was Twilight Princess Link if it weren't for the fact he told me that the racer.
Yeah, there's only a few things that's kind of pointing you in that direction that it's a Twilight Princess Link. You might just think it's an up-res model of normal Link.
Yeah. Marceau does not have BGS. That was on the Colossus' right hand. He had no explosive to climb his child in Spirit Temple. That did cause Marceau to miss out on his hammer, so I do hope for Marceau's sake that Strength 2 turns up sometime. For him to go do Spirits at all, because otherwise Marceau is not in a bad position despite everything.
Would need to do the whole of fire, so is that kind of deep fire
behind
as well.
Long. On the other hand, juwk has no idea where his hover boots are, and that could be a bit of an issue.
Yeah.
It's really hard to say right now. I think juwk probably has still a bit of an edge, but hover boots are in a wonky spot, and we don't know where Strength 2 is, ultimately, is the thing. Like, Marceau's done quite a good few overworld check that juwk hasn't done. Has a bunch more info that juwk does. Has read a bunch more hints than juwk, so usefulness has been dubious of said hints. I don't know, it's hard to say really, as always, with rando races who's ahead, because there's so much that goes into these. Like, juwk has an advantage, but nothing's over till it's over, really. Neither of them has made any major mistakes. Like, their early route divergence between early child versus river after CAG was perfectly understandable. It just so happened that it paid out way better for juwk than it did for Marceau. And that's more or less set the tone for us this race, but it's still not over by any means. They've got a ways to go yet.
Yeah, it's funny how juwk picked up all those items in River early on. We were like, yeah, this is kind of very easy for juwk. He's going to find everything. And then suddenly, because of all the items, he's missed out on one location, whereas Morceau had to do a lot more of the overworld and valley and things like that allowed him to pick up the hovers. It's just how rando goes, isn't it? It's like,
yeah,
you think it's an easy start, but it hurts.
Yeah, and actually, Chad has a good point. juwk can't do ice. He doesn't have CL or hovers.
Oh, wow, yeah.
And yeah, we still need to beat Jabu. I'm pretty sure they're both ignoring. Well, Marceau can't do it. I think juwk's ignoring it because it's so far out of logic right now for him. And he doesn't want to go child very much at the moment either, really, for juwk, which is understandable.
That's so funny. So ice won't be an option for juwk because can't complete it without ZL.
Yeah, juwk has not save quit since he finished fire. He went from fire direct. He went from fire, did a couple DMC checks, DMT, and then went to forest. So he hasn't been back to Temple of Time. Because he didn't have a quick way back here if he save quit to Temple of Time to get the song. Like, sure, I think it was a 1 in 4 chance for him that it was Minuet on there, but if it wasn't, he was hiking all the way back, and that wasn't worth it. Yeah, he can get checked Prelude and Lax in one visit too, which is good. Yeah, it was a 1 in 4 chance of Minuet, 50% chance of Minuet or Bolero, but it's still not worth the hike back. Yeah, he could get Bolero off Prelude, get his beans on the way to Jabu, and then that could work out for him to get his Mirror Shield, but that does still leave the question of where Strength 2 is at. Like, he doesn't need hovers, but he doesn't hard require hovers if he can find Bolero. The problem is, where's Bolero?
Yeah, it could just be in the grave.
Yeah, it's a 1 in 3 chance that Bolero is completely inaccessible in the Composer grave.
Mm-hmm.
And that would not help. At all. So there's really no indication between Bolero, Serenade, and Suns where those three are between Ice, Prelude, and the Royal Tomb, so... Those three could be in any set of order for those placements, which doesn't help at all.
Yeah, we could have got the Serenade hint today. That might have been helpful for Juke, but that wasn't in the list of sometimes hints today.
No, we do have almost all of our hints except for that 50 hint.
Yeah.
I swear if Strength 2 is on 50 skulls, we're in for fun!
Get Majarkin in here. Majarkin loves 50 strength seeds.
Yeah. Which actually reminds me, couple thoughts. A, let's get it back going for Strength 2. B, I'll also put a poll up here once I put up the Strength 2 bit.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, it's possible Strength 2
there.
and Strength 3 are available, but I'll go for whichever one shows up first. I'm not sure we'll see. I don't even know if we'll see necessarily all 3 strengths today, frankly, so... 50 might not be strength locked, no, but that it is technically still, it's very low chance, but it's technically possible that Strength 2 is the way of the hero in the well by some stupid chance, which it's unlikely, but I don't think it's 0.
So we're headed into the strength locked section of the Forest Temple. It's interesting how far Juke has pulled away from Morceau just by execution here in the Forest Temple.
Just from sheer experience, both Vanilla and Rando here. From Juke's side. Like, Morceau's solid, but some of it just really comes with experience.
Yeah, I mean, Juke's home is in that speedrun kind of side of things. We've seen so many nice little tech stuff which you don't normally see from rando runners, which is helping Juke out. Juke's just got an overall good kind of skill set, which is why a lot of people are putting Juke deep into their predictions in this bracket.
Yeah. Alright. Minor poll, just for what the path is in GTG, just for fun.
Mate, if it's a scale, then I'm just gonna laugh.
It's technically possible to be a logical hookshot. It could be something else altogether besides a bomb bag or scale. We don't know. The BGS helps a little, I think, for Juke, but it's not it's not a ton of combat to be had in Forest Temple. Oh, big chest on
big chest. Here we go. Is this it? No.
No. That's a bow-locked bow.
Mark that off your bingo card. It's a bow-locked bow.
Not helpful, game. But yeah, I put 5 minutes on the poll just since we're not going to be getting out of Forest too fast. So yeah, first, what's the path? No prediction because we already have one going and we might never see GTG, honestly, but have fun. And bows do like to be bow locked. We did not get anything resembling a bow path. It was top of DC Sphere 0, so it is a bit of a disappointing bait for our runners, though, who are like, ooh, big chest?
Yeah, big chest, that's strength locked. Oh no. All chest here in the checker room, so not many options for strength in here left.
No, not really. I still suspect there's a decent chance Lax is something just between our assortment of paths, but there's no guarantee of that either. Because I'm still wondering, why exactly is River Path to Twin Road? Because Kokiri Sword really only locks Lax at this point. The only thing in Deku was the Goron Tunic, and that's been confirmed to be completely useless because both wallets were in DC. One is still out of logic, the other is in logic. Not that Fire had a whole ton of anything anyway, so it other than a bomb bag, so it's a bit of a moot point. Oh, Bomb Lock Bomb Bag and Bomb Lock Rudos are in fire, and the Bomb Lock Rudos is not Goron Tunic locked, so more or less a net zero on everything there. Yeah, either the Kokiri Sword or the Hookshot, which we still don't know if it's logical first or logical second even, is Path and River for Twin Rova, and the only thing Kokiri Sword that's left behind that's Kokiri Sword locked is going to be that.
Yeah, it could be that Hook is the first Hook in River, and potentially the Long is on a ZL lock check somewhere.
It's quite possible, but there's also no guarantees. Like, it is technically possible for the other Hookshot to be available somewhere, and then, Strike 2 is, I don't know, Shoot the Sun. Oh, I'm sure someone is trying to make a Super Bowl series. I know, I think it was... Bronies made like a 56 sphere or something absolute nonsense seed back in the days of Season 2 or 3.
Yeah, if we do find the Strength 2 here, then we're kind of just looking at the runners to... We've got the seed worked out here in chat and here in the Twitch, but it's just looking at the runners to see whether they are able to pick up the items that they need on their sides that they're missing.
Yeah, which is hover boots really for juwk, and for Marceau it's just a hammer. And if Strike 2 shows up, Marceau can do Spirit for that hammer, whereas I don't know when juwk goes Boulder of Destiny. At least juwk can't currently get baited into Shadow Temple very far, so there is that for Herx. Though he may end up going to find his logic in GTG instead. At some point here. It's on the basement, so on we go.
Yeah, was that 18 or 10 schools from juwk there?
I have no idea. It looks like it's 18.
Yeah, so they've actually picked up schools pretty nicely alongside that. Yeah, 18. We know that 10's got nothing. Still waiting on 20.
And we still don't have a 50 hint. Well, winner of the poll for GDG Path is Bomb Bag, which is the most likely one, but
yeah, like
it's not a guarantee.
If it's something else, then I will eat my proverbial hat.
I mean, it's one of those things with random finds. Sure, there's the obvious answer, and it is often the obvious answer, but every so once in a while, random will say, haha! You thought it would be a simple solution? Nope! And despite everything, Marceau really isn't that far behind juwk here on Phantom Cannon.
Yeah, like, impressively has been able to catch up, so it's going to take a bit longer doing PG here because they've only got the Master Sword. But looking pretty good on terms of execution and keeping up with juwk.
Yeah.
Yo, and we're done with Forest.
Yay! More areas off PG, so that was not anything remotely resembling useful.
Yeah, and no Strength 2. Like, we were all saying that there's not many Strength lock locations left. So where is that Strength 2 going to be? We've done all of Forest, we've done all of Fire, all of which are
Prelude's
Strength 1 locked.
next, so let's see what's on Lax before we continue chatting.
Yeah, true.
Shadow Crusher Room would be, something. Well, okay, there it is.
There it is!
I can't entirely say I'm surprised. And Valero. Okay, so juwk is now in go mode with that. He needs to go buy some beans on his way to River, and that's go mode.
Oh, wow, yeah, picking up the Bolero
That is
there.
built out for
Nice.
juwk with Bolero,
Nice.
honestly. It was only a 1 in 3 chance, and he got it.
Yeah, could have quite easily been Spirit locks and Hovers locks, but no, picks it up. And that's it. He's in go mode.
And he is ahead with Fire Temple on Marceau, basically.
Yeah, and more so still needs that hammer as well from
Spirit, which isn't a big deal, but it's not 0 time.
Yeah, in that map chest, yeah.
It's like Rudos is in fire. I have 0 concerns about it. It's just gonna take him some time to get there, and he doesn't have the time for fire, unfortunately. Oh man, that early river play that really just made the difference between these two, because they're close. They're close overall, but early river ultimately did not like juwk, despite never getting those hover boots for his mirror shield. So
yeah, and juwk, you know, was able to pick up those items really early, and sometimes that can trip you up, but actually in this seed it was just nice little good collection, able to do things efficiently in his child 1, and then, you know, was able to nail the bolero, not miss out on the hover boots.
And yep, this is a CLS seed. We will never know what GTG had.
Yes! The poll will never be resolved.
Well, I actually may ask them in like while we wait for the blade to catch up, just take a look in the first few checks of GTG and see what was there, because I'm really curious what was in the, you know, like the lobby chest and Stalfos, basically, as to what was this place path all along, because we're evidently never seeing the answer, but okay, juwk did see the item correctly on the volcano. No worries there, because that's why he's buying a beam, too.
Yeah, what does juwk... I'm guessing juwk plays on VC, right?
He is a VC player, yeah.
Yeah. No VCIs today.
No. One of scale, most likely our only available bomb bag or our first scale was in GTG. Something had to be pathed in there after all. We're still not sure what, but something had to be pathed in there.
How did juwk target
either hover boots or beams of Puli? Which is why he got pull, because that's how he got so bailed out by his Polare, was that he needed that to not go find hovers, because hovers aren't that bad, they're just in Boulder of Destiny, but the thing is, they're in the Boulder of Destiny, which is fairly skippable.
Yeah, notoriously known for being skips, yeah.
Because, like, if you don't get it early, you don't really have a reason to go past it, do you detour for it? As oopsies, Marceau forgot he doesn't have Z now.
You're not an Ocarina of Time runner if you haven't autopiloted playing ZL at some point.
No key on Boulder's chest, interestingly. I think Adult Climb has at least one key, probably.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that child climb was required.
Yep, confirmed. I have not gone bonkers. Adult Climb had a key. And the jump. Okay, so I think Invisible Chest or Forearmors probably has her final key.
Yeah.
The particulars of why I just sum up just do bigger key logic, and I don't exceptionally feel like explaining it right this second. Also not sure why Marceau was killing the Floor Master there. Ah, magic. Smart, actually, because he needs it to go do the Firelock checks. Getting grabbed is not so productive.
Yeah.
As I say that. There we go. But that is smart choice for him.
Nice one. Yeah, gonna pick up the hammer here, so that'd be nice.
Yep. And hammer will for all intents and purposes put him in Goma. He doesn't know that, but we do, because his Rudo's letter is just in fire. And that'll put him in full Go mode.
Yeah. Yeah, so Morceau might be feeling pretty good, but then, you know, might realise this is a bit of a jet seed after going up that river and seeing all those items there.
Yeah, like, he knows that going river in an hour does not help him at all.
Yeah, and it depends if Morceau knows if juwk is a river goer. Like, I don't watch enough of juwk to know if that's a regular play of what he does.
I have no idea. Something to ask him in an interview, potentially, because I don't know, to be honest. Yeah, this will be pretty much a jet so far. We've had a lot of really rocky S6 seeds. This one is wonky, but also fast.
Yeah.
For both of them, despite everything.
And, like, no Stone Shadow required, no Stone Water required. So,
despite those, the first thing, despite the hints for irons being the first thing they saw, yeah, never needed those. We are in no mode, but yes.
Yeah, and Juwk is effectively in go mode with the knowledge of where the last remaining item, the mirror shield, is.
Yeah, and
Just
Marceau
hasn't
doesn't
picked
know
up
it yet, but he is also in functional go mode in the sense that we know his last item is on his way. It is 100% impossible to miss his Brutus Letter and Fire Temple. He has explosives. He's not going to run out. And it's on because his boss key's all the way in Hammer Chest, unfortunately. Grindellex, Mirror Shield is on the Volcano Heart piece. Juwk never got Hover Boots from Boulder of Destiny, only got his prelude about 5 minutes, just a couple of minutes ago, which is why we didn't see it until, just like he hasn't picked it up yet. We do know for sure he did see it correctly because he did buy a bean, which is, there's no other reason for him to buy a bean as of right now. Or, no reason for him to buy, yeah, just one bean if he'd mispeaked the crater item. BGS wasn't picked up from us, so. And there's a nice reddish purple here for Marceau on his tunic.
Have we seen the boss key in Spirit yet?
No, we have not.
Yeah, so Juwk's going to be able to clear up and skip the rest of Spirit as long as he finds the boss key, but if it's as deep goes, then... Oh! Morceau does not have enough keys.
Has he gone to the child climb room yet? I can't remember if he has.
I'm pretty sure Morceau didn't climb in his child section.
No. He can get enough keys to continue. He's just missing one. There is one available. It's ZLS confirmed, because Spirit Temple locks ZL on Broken Cack. Yeah, Bombay was not practically required to, because not found one in build, he found one late in Fire, and they both could have gone without it. Marceau walked past this key earlier. I was like, there are 3 keys available here. Marceau does not have to go child. He just needs to go back for one somewhere.
Yeah, Morceau did do this room and not pick up the key, needing the key. It's a bit of an error there, but was able to rectify that. Yeah, and Juwk's even cleared up more of Spirit than Morceau here, so Spirit's going to be even quicker for Juwk.
Alright, let's actually switch audio to Juwk while I'm thinking about it. And I'm gonna hit refresh because Zip built up a bit. I am bad at keeping track of both restream and the other thing at times.
EK in the Armos, 4 Armos room.
Yep.
So Juwk will be able to skip this invisible corridor on this Dark Knuckle fight. Iron Knuckle,
so
Dark Knuckle.
Gonna resolve the bet now. So on premium bets, we had Romer who said in the single dumbest location imaginable, GameStop who said Hammer Rocks, and I said wherever Randobot put it. Well, it was on Lax, which does not qualify as the single dumbest location imaginable, I'm pretty sure. So and it certainly wasn't Hammer Rocks.
Giving yourself the win.
I mean, it's not the
nice.
single dumbest location. It's not the single dumbest location imaginable, Chuckles. And I
mean, it was in a reasonable location that followed the logic, so I think that's fair.
Yeah, it's not in the single dumbest location imaginable. That does not qualify. What's a Baronade? I'm actually kind of curious.
No.
I have no idea what that was.
I think it was a bomb refill.
Okay, and that's the premium bets. On the regular bet side, yes, serious business, you win. There are two separate bets, one for premium bets and one for regular bets. Premiums being subs and those who have cheered at least 200 bits, regular bets being everyone else.
What do you get for winning?
Internet points and a lifetime supply of Ocarina of Time Randomizer seeds, which can be redeemed at ocarinaoftime.randomizer.com. Terms and conditions may apply. We are not responsible for any emotional or physical distress you may encounter while playing these seeds. That is entirely of your own volition.
Yeah, you've already lost all emotion by starting seeds in the first place, so no concerns about that. Hey, Juke. Oh, did Juke? I'm guessing Juke planted the bean. Yeah, I remember seeing Juke in DMC. So, quick warp over to DMC to pick up the hover boots, then jotting over to the Spirit Temple to complete that.
Here's Mirror for Juke.
To be fair, using that bean to pick up that item is not something that you see often, so nice to see that.
Yeah. Deep Shadow would not. Well, what if it were the stupidest locations possible and wouldn't have actually been Strength 2 because it lacks CL, I should add. But early Shadow would have been very stupid. Deep Water would have been pretty bad as far as one of the stupidest locations imaginable for the protection.
Yeah, imagine that. Strength locked in water, that'd be great.
Shoot the sun or something would also be pretty darn silly.
Yeah. Yeah, both runners with the the ZL less ZL playing.
Yeah, it's hard to avoid because you assume that you have it after almost 2 hours.
You just do it. Yeah. The best one is getting to the boat in Shadow Temple and playing ZL there, and you're like, crap! I actually can't beat this. Gotta pull the block.
Yeah. Riddle's letter is in Fire Punchy, so Marceau will pick it up once he gets there. I'm not concerned.
Yeah, the BK's deep, so you're gonna have to walk past it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Bosky's all the way on Hammer Chest, so it's impossible to avoid, sorry. Annoy? Rain.
Could we see a sub 2 here, potentially? Depending on... Might be difficult.
Let's see, I completely forgot where the boss key was for Juke, or the 5th small key. Whoops.
It's in the Armos. Check.
Boss key is Armos? Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, he'll be fine. This should be... He'll likely... Yeah, he's gotten the key here, so he's gonna rush to the top, get the boss...
Yeah, not gonna have ZL to play ZL on the hand, so got to move up to the next room now.
Yeah. I think small key I think must be invisibles. That's what I was missing. Not sure if it's invisible left or invisible right.
Oh, it was. Yeah, I saw. Morceau get it.
Yeah. It's the only check left for a small key in logic. So.
Yeah.
And one of the invisibles has the 5th key. He'll get that. He'll get boss key from the Armos, and he'll be done. This should be sub 2. Not sure by how much, but or I won't say by how much because I'm looking at the on the eraser with delay, but it will be. But I think But even aside from that, I think it will be sub 2.
You know, I always forget that we're on a delay.
It's really easy to forget. I don't usually mention it because it's not really relevant. But yes, these races are held on a 20-minute delay, so Juke did not in fact take another 20 minutes to finish Spirit and Cannons. Surprised. V, it's kind of my job as racer to take a look at the racer. But I also choose to not spoil the actual final finish time. And Juke, yeah, you can continue. Just resetting the wall, I think, there, leaving and re-entering. Tip for this wall, which is a bit of a pain with that long shot, is you can hold Z and the wall will not knock you off. Yeah, less than 5 minutes left for Juke here in Spirit. It doesn't take that long, even if Twin River trolls a bit. He has BGS. And then that's another 6 to 6-ish minutes usually for cannons.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I think Marceau will be about finishing fire, or at least on his way to his boss key when Juke finishes, by the looks of it. And then just has job left to do. Unfortunately, 15 to 20 minutes behind, maybe. Good race, but oh man, that river play was all the difference this race, ultimately.
That Bolero really could have messed things up for Juke if wasn't there on the prelude
was not
check.
There, yeah, that could have really gotten him screwed over.
Yeah, it was fortunate to pick that up, but that's the way the game rolls. So if we suspect Juke to win this, then they're going to play the winner of G-Skate and J-Bone, who I won't say who won that match because that was previously restreamed, and you can watch the VOD of that if you so wish. And of course, the loser of this race would play the loser of G-Skate and J-Bone. So that's what will be coming up for the runners after this.
You know, I just remembered how we were talking about at the way beginning of this race with a bonus start that somebody could have roasted GTG Stallions chest.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely, yeah.
which is really quite funny in hindsight now.
Which is the logic of the seed. So
basically, yeah. Apparently, it's really quite funny. Which is really quite funny in hindsight that this was actually that was actually what it was expected to do.
Yeah, it's almost like we have the spoiler log. eyes,
Spoiler, Scooby! I was gonna leave that until after the race was done.
Oh, do you actually? I don't actually have the spoiler log. What? I was joking. Oh, they've actually. Oh, yeah, because did we ask them?
I asked them to take a look at GTG.
Again, forgetting the delay exists.
No, I figured, hey, we've got 20 minutes to kill. Why not ask them to find wherever the heck this was? I won't actually mention it on invoice until we actually see it, though. Just to save us. Yes, I did have them take a look as to where the actual seed logic went off to, and I will be saying it. I'll mention it in an interview. Juke has routed pretty well this seed. Got lucky with Bolero for sure, but otherwise he really didn't have much issues with things.
Juke? Yeah, saved it. Easy.
Yep, very nice Rova fight there.
Morceau going to pick up the lesser in the next check as well.
Yep. Still will be in go mode at least before his opponent dones, which is always nice. It's always a bit unfortunate when your opponent's on you're like, I don't even know where my go mode is, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, it's nice to be in go mode when the finish comes in. When you're still looking for items, it feels pretty bad. Yeah, 0 skulls needed to be collected. The seed could have avoided every single skull.
0 skulls, 0 stone dungeons. Ice was entirely optional and not even in logic. So not overly thrilled about that letter. A couple of slashes there.
Yeah, I don't know. I shouldn't really be overly annoyed with that. There wasn't not really any other opportunity to pick that up.
Not really. No, not with the way he routed it. Pull. Maybe. I mean, I won't say for sure, but 50 skulls. Well, Randomizer been on a mean streak lately. I'll say that.
Yeah. Just watch a few VODs. You might see one. Just pick a random one. Pick a random save.
I think this is maybe only the second real jet so far, but Randomizer said some mean stuff. And even this one's been a logical mess involving that river, frankly, so...
I guess what Morceau might have been annoyed about was that the Rutes letter was just in a progression area and there wasn't any casino for it. I think Morceau was potentially hoping for a casino for that last item. Yeah, this is going to be easy sub 2 for Juwk.
For sure. I think this actually is the fastest seed so far of S6. I think the last was slightly over 2 hours, I want to say.
Interesting.
Might be wrong on that. Spoilers! Dirty Thirst.
Yeah, we might be talking about the winner of the G-Skate J-Bo match in the interview. So if you're inclined to watch that later on, then you may want to skip the end of the interview where we potentially talk about the runners.
Minor quick timeout just to clear the spoiler messages.
I was going to watch the Engel versus Drew match because the loser of that was going to be my opponent, and I was looking forward to watching that until my opponent pinged me to organise the match. I was like, oh, okay.
Oops.
Looks like I don't need to watch it anymore.
Yeah. We do try to avoid spoilers within 24 hours. What 33rd mentioned was one of yesterday's matches, so we're holding off on spoilers until, just in case people want to go watch that. Yeah, just a quick 5-second timeout. It's literally just to clear messages, and that's about it. It's the fastest method of deleting messages on Twitch, especially because my setup as a commentator is not conducive to deleting messages quickly. But we'll be done here soon, and then we'll get to go interview. Always nice to have a shorter seat, I'll be honest.
Yeah, big with the truth there. I was doing pretty well with having one match a day to kind of watch during work, but now there's been like 5 matches restreamed this weekend that I'm just like, I'm lost now.
I mean, it's a 64-person bracket, and not to mention the Challenge Cup, which is 4-person round robin groups, which just adds, a whole bunch more matches. So it is. Unless you have absolutely nothing else to do with your life, I don't think it's possible to watch only one match at a time and be able to keep up.
I mean, we've done impressed. Like, it's impressive that we've been able to restream so many matches, and that's help for all of the volunteers behind the scene who is able to bring you all of this content. So, if you are interested in tracking or commentating or race monitoring, then get involved in the community to help show you as many matches as we can.
Yep, absolutely. And also, don't forget, speaking of the Challenge Cup, this is the top 64 is for the people who were top 64 in the qualifier standings. The next 64, 65th through 128th, qualified for the Challenge Cup, which is being hosted over at twitch.tv/thesilvergauntlets, which I will be posting links to in chat. So please go give them a follow as well, as we have plenty of matches going on over there too.
Yeah, and especially with AGDQ going on at the moment, there's going to be lots of video gaming content to watch for everybody.
Oh, for sure. Alright, and with that, juwk is about to finish up here, as Marceau heads for his boss key. And juwk will be finishing with an official race time.gg time here in a couple seconds of 1:56:09. GG's.
GG's, get the GG's in the chat, people. Well done, juwk.
GG's. And with that, Marceau has decided to not quit, and we will be getting him in for an interview shortly as I switch to the interview scene. I'll play to them both. So let's go find him. And we are now joined by Marceau. Salut, GG.
No, Morceau, you're still muted, my dude.
Sorry, I was.
GG's.
Yep. A nice jet seed.
Yeah. Morceau, what was your thoughts when you headed into that river and you saw the bundle of items that were stored in the river today?
It was just like, okay, first one to do river as one. and yeah, I couldn't know if juwk did river after adult CAC. So yeah, I just played it like hoping that he didn't, but when I saw his finish time, I knew that he probably did river after CAC on adult one.
Yeah, so you guys both, of course, went adult CAC immediately upon start, and then you went child, and he went to river.
Yeah, that's a play that if I don't have a way to reset time of day, that's not a play that I usually do. I know that you can save warp and manage to back up past child to get out the castle and stuff, but yeah. But yeah, hookshot and Cockray Sword. When I saw Cockray Sword, I wasn't really concerned, but when I saw the hookshot, I started to worry.
Yeah, there was some really good information on the hints there too. We saw your reaction to the GTG path. That was funny.
Yeah, I figured that it was a bomb bag or a scale, and indeed it's a bomb bag on Stalfos. So yeah, it's really awkward, like these seeds with Epona start, where like the logics wants you to go to GTG just to do Stalfos chest.
It's
we
crazy
were
how
talking
many
about
times...
that at the start of the restream, how you could do that, and well, of course. Of course.
But we had really early the Wasteland hint. So even though you need fire to do it, like yeah. Anyway, if you do river early, you know what's in GTG. So you don't really need to go there anyway.
Yeah. The randomizer takes doesn't consider how efficient it is to clear the seed. It will, if it wants to put a accessible item in a dodgy location like that Stalfos check in GTG, then the randomizer will do it. It doesn't care for your enjoyment of playing for playing rando.
Yeah, sure. Plus, it's like only a bomb bag. Like, okay, bomb bag is really handful, but going GTG just to get a bomb bag when you have choose and the hint for another bomb bag.
Yeah, when
didn't really want to go there.
You went to do kind of the Lake Valley checks, and you picked up the choose, and I think that was probably the best thing that you could have found in Valley at that point, because what we knew about the logic and how to get into GTG to pick up that Kakiri sword, those choose really helped you into going into DC, picking up even more choose, and then eventually getting that bomb bag on the Wasteland.
Did you do Valley and stuff?
I don't think so, no.
No, Juke never touched Valley.
So what were his first explosives?
River Grotto was his first choose.
Oh, there are choose there. What the fuck?
Yeah, that small chest is choose as well.
Which is why River was so OP to see.
Yeah,
Kakiri sword, choose.
I didn't open the small chest. Oh fuck.
Yeah,
I think no explosives there might have been the only way to maybe help me.
Well, you did have an out, to be fair, because of how Juke rooted the seed. Juke didn't get the hover boots in the near Market Grosso, so there was a potential chance that if Juke didn't pick up Bolero, or if Bolero was locked behind ZL, then Juke might have been in a casino mode for those hover boots.
Yeah, because he never had a reason to go to that grotto for his hover boots, so he had to plant the bead in the end.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, because Bolero was on Prelude, so he picks up a bean on the way to Jabu.
So he had to. Okay. Yeah, well.
Yeah, so you had an out, you had an opportunity, but unfortunately, the randomizer just wanted to give Juke the stuff.
Yeah, well.
Yeah.
Anyway, he's like way better than me, so it's just the best player winning here.
I mean, you kept up well. You guys were in Forest Temple at the same time, and you were very close there.
Yeah. Well, in this kind of seeds, jet seeds are awful with that because it's on the first player doing the right area. It's every time like this.
Yeah, if you don't catch the ticket to the plane, then the jet seeds can be pretty brutal.
Yeah, indeed.
Were you aware that Juke was a river doer before playing the seed?
Not really. I was hoping that he was not, actually. But, I have no idea if it's something he does on a regular basis or if he just did that this seed.
Yeah, it's kind of one of those really messery things maybe moving forward that people identify whether somebody's a river doer, and then if they are, then you do it as well just to negate that, or if they're not, then you don't need to waste the time on that.
Yeah, indeed. But I don't know. I watch Juke from time to time, but only pieces of races. Not. I don't remember earlys where he would have done here.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I mean, you like we were saying, you kept it with Juke in Forest, which is definitely something to be, proud of because of Juke's experience, speedrunning the game and things like that. And another day you might have taken it, but at least you've got another opportunity into the losers bracket. So you play the loser of G Skate and J Bone.
Yeah, J Bone.
Yeah. So you're not out of it, and I think a lot of people have got there. I mean, I've definitely got my eye on you of a potential contender going through the losers bracket. I know how much you play the game and how much you enjoy playing. So
and I think I know J-Bone is really strong, but I think it's easier than taking off Juke.
yeah.
No offense intended to J-Bon. I know he's really strong, but
Well, I know
Juke
a
is
lot of
just
people.
really, really
Duke
good.
is an absolute monster.
Yeah.
So
A lot of people, including me, definitely have Duke going far in this tournament. So yeah, I don't think I don't think anybody will take any kind of offense to that. So.
Yeah, and he played a lot this season. Like he grinded a lot. So
Lot
when
of
a player
league.
like this grinds, it can hurt other players a lot on 1v1s.
But you also did pretty well in League yourself, didn't you? Was it Season 2 you won Division 8 and then you got double bumped to Division 6, is that right?
Yep. And I won again.
And you won in Division 6 as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty
nice.
good. That's pretty good, yeah. So you're definitely a contender, like to win some matches in losers bracket. So best of luck to you.
So. Yeah, thanks.
In your races.
Yeah, thanks. I'll go to French race team interview, I guess. So they're not waiting too much.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Of course. Yeah, Bensa, Banu, and GG's.
Yeah, many thanks for the restream, and I hope you enjoyed, even though it was settled after 10 minutes.
Yeah, GG's.
Yep, bye.
Cheers, Marcel.
So, any last thoughts from you, Chuckles, before I take us out of here?
River.
River, indeed.
That's it.
Man. It's always a little sad sometimes to see a race where an early play like that makes all the difference, but that's how Rando goes. And GG's to both of our runners, Juke and Marceau. Congratulations to both. Great race here. Good luck to them both in their future matches as well. Thank you to Chuckles as my co-com, and to our trackers, Lazy and Scooby, as well as to our Francophone racer, Miko and Zaham. Thank you all for watching as well. Coming up ahead on the CSR schedule, this is it for OoTR for the day, actually. But we do have one more restream later tonight. That will be at 8 p.m. Eastern. It is the quarterfinals game 2 of Marco versus Pixel Shake at 8 p.m. Which will be here on CSR Main. Next OTR match is going to be tomorrow at 4:20 p.m. Eastern. That will be another winners round 1 match between Broth and Dardoze and Zavi, as well as at 8 p.m. Eastern we'll have Sea Falcon versus Zephyr. Plus, we've got more matches. The MMR tournament will have one of her random settings tournament grand finals coming up soon. And if you want more OT action tonight, the Silver Gauntlets will be race streaming another match at 7 p.m. Eastern here. If anyone wants to go check that out for more Zelda action, if we haven't already had enough today. That will be between, if I can read, that'll be I think, yeah. Actually, that might be today, but we'll have more matches on the Silver Gauntlets as well. I may have slightly misread their schedule too. But check them out as well for more CC restreams. And thank you for watching all. This will be it for us here today. We'll be raiding over to Shirley, who is doing a no logic race friendly here. Shirley, of course, one of our community artists who does many of the CSR events. So we'll see how she's holding up there. Thank you for watching all. We'll see you next time.